Hello viewers, here is a rechargeable lantern. I don't really know anything about it. It does not have any kind of identifying information on it anywheres. Though it is pretty nice. The shade is plastic, though it looks very much like glass and has a nice copper finish to it, very heavy. Supposedly this contains a lead acid battery. It doesn't tell me what kind of power it calls for, but this is the adapter that was with it. This is a 7.2 volt battery, a power supply. And if I plug this up here, it does work in the sense that it lights up, but it does not seem to charge. If I turn it off, it does not charge, and if I turn it on and unplug it, does not hold any charge. So I believe the battery is probably spoiled. And there's a lot of reasons why I don't like things to have internal batteries, and this is one of those cases where those complaints with that style of design rings true, because this whole thing here is rendered kind of worthless once that battery spoils. And I don't care what kind of battery it is or what kind of application it is, batteries eventually spoil. And it would be much easier to open up a battery compartment and change out C batteries or D batteries or whatever than deal with this. So I'm going to open this up here and see if perhaps it's a standard size battery I can order a replacement for, though I find that to be relatively unlikely. More likely I will probably redesign this to work with a standard size battery, perhaps D batteries, depending on what will fit in here. Since the power cord is 7.2 volts, I imagine there's probably maybe a 6 volt battery in there. And it looks like it may actually be an incandescent light bulb that's in there as well. Okay, so here's the top, and that is in fact looks like maybe even some kind of a halogen bulb or a low voltage bulb, like a landscape light bulb or something of that nature. I was correct, it is 6 volts. So let's see, there is a screw under the feet, so I'm going to pull all these feet off of here and see if maybe this is secretly serviceable inside. Certainly looks like it should split open. I hope it does. Looks like it used the same kind of screws too. There we go, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay. So, it does actually look like it's a standard size battery. This almost looks like a battery you'd find in a UPS. Not want to come off of there. Alright, so here's the battery, and of course they had to put this over the information. Perhaps that's a part number up at the top. I don't know. Alright, well, that's that. There's the battery. So, I could do two things here. I could get I could make a battery box out of standard size batteries and just plop them in there, and then maybe put some kind of a hinge on this housing so that it would open like this for easy changing of the batteries. Or I could just buy a new one of these and put this in there. The problem is I don't necessarily know what kind of battery that is in terms of voltage and capacity, and I don't know how long the runtime is on this thing either. So I'm kind of leaning towards the option of putting getting a battery box of, excuse me, what would fit in here, probably C cells, and doing that, because the other thing I like about having a standard sized battery is that you're not limited to using it just the length of a single charge, because with this, when this runs out of charge, you've got to stop using it and charge it back up again. But if I had a set of standard batteries in there, I could just swap them out and keep using it when it runs out. So I gotta see what kind of batteries are going to fit in here, try to figure out what kind of capacity this one was. I don't know if I can get this thing off. I don't think I can. It's really stuck on there. Maybe I'll search that number and see if anything comes up. But that's that. So it is user serviceable, and just got to get a new battery or design a new battery. So it's actually a very standard size battery, and it's fairly inexpensive as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and order one of these, and then I'll put it in. Alright, so we're back with the Recharge lantern. It's been several days, and I have since acquired a replacement battery. Here is the replacement battery. Oh, that's packed really well. Air Plus. These are still in good condition, I think. This one maybe not so much. But this, actually no, this one, this one's not in good condition. This side's okay though. And of all things, the hot terminal has come off. Or the protection has come off. Well, that's going to get a call to Amazon because that is very sleazy packaging. Anyways, here's the battery. And it is in fact the same thing. Now this one, like I said before, I can't read the specifications off of it, but this one is a 4.5 amp hour battery. Made in Thailand under the brand American Hunter. I don't really know anything about that brand, but it had good ratings and it was a reasonable price, so I figured I would give it a try. So I will go ahead and reinstall this. I have no idea if this battery is charged up or not. Okay, the terminals fit in there correctly. Now this doesn't have the foam that this other one has, so this may jostle around a bit in there. I'm not too concerned about it. And the bulb, I have to go wash the bulb because it is in fact a halogen bulb, and the oils from your hands will damage the bulb if it's on. The bulb has been washed, so I'll let that dry. And I'm not going to screw this together in case there's a problem. I want to get a test in there first. Turn it off and plug this back in, and let's turn it on. Okay, so that is working. Let's see if it wants to charge. It is charging. Alright, good. So it looks like that worked. That fixed it. So we can put the screws back in. I'll cut this part out of the video because it's not interesting. It's all back together now, and I took some low temperature hot glue and I glued this label back down so that's not all over the place anymore, and it seems to be working. And when we plug it up, we now get a consistent charging light. So I'll let this charge up and then it should be good to go. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.